Hey, All Saints Academy Saints, we miss you here. Get back to school soon, I hope. I have a story. You've heard it before, but it's a little bit different this time. It's the famous Doggy Story, but now you have to translate it with me into Spanish. So, here it is. La historia famoso de los perros. Perros are the doggies. So perros is your first word to remember. So there was remember the story. If you don't remember the story, that's okay, because I'm going to tell you the whole story. The story is about a man who everybody knew him and they loved him, and he never gave up. He was a farmer and he worked in his farm, and sometimes it would rain too much and sometimes it would rain not enough. Sometimes it'd be storms, sometimes different things would be happening that were bad, but he never gave up. And so people loved him for that. And so this granjero, this farmer, who had this finca, which is a farm, he didn't have in his farm any cows. He didn't have any vacas. He didn't have any horses, caballos, no horses. And he didn't have any lambs, corderos. What he had, though, he had a lot of. He had doggies. And people would ask him every now and then, they'd say, "Farmer, how many doggies do you have?" Or, "¿Cuántos perros tiene?" And he would say, and you have to remember this because by the end of the story, you're all going to be repeating it in your outside voices, and your mother is going to be going crazy, but you're going to be repeating it, what the farmer would say to them. When people ask him, "Farmer, ¿cuántos perros tiene?" How many dogs do you have? He would say, "Perros, tengo," or "I have perros. Tengo perros en mi techo," in my roof, a techo. He said, "I have doggies," or "Tengo perros en el porche." You know what that is? Sounds like English. Porch. He had doggies all over his porch. That he would say, "Tengo perros en mi cocina," in my kitchen. "Tengo perros en la refrigerator." I have perros, I have doggies, even I tengo perros incluso en mi bañera, in my bathtub. Silly farmer. He had doggies even in his bathtub. Well, one day, down the dusty, bumpy road that was next to his farm came a big black limousine. And two guys got out of the big black limousine, and they kind of had sad faces on, and they walked up to the farmer and said, "Farmer, we're sorry, but it's against the law to have so many doggies. So you need to get rid of a lot of your doggies." And he was sad because he loved each and every one of his doggies. But he thought, I'm going to find kids that want some of those doggies. I'm not just going to give up. I'm going to find kids that want some doggies, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not giving up no matter what. And so the men from the government said, "Okay, farmer, you've got 2 months, but you have to get rid of them in 2 months." He said, "Okay, no problem." And as they're getting in the car, the two men said to the farmer, "Farmer, ¿cuántos perros tiene?" How many doggies do you have? And the farmer said, perros, tengo perros en mi techo, roof, tengo perro en mi porche, a porch, tengo perros en mi cocina, in his kitchen, tengo perros en mi refrigerator, y incluso tengo perros en mi baño. Imagine that. Doggies in his bathtub. Well, the farmer thought, okay, what am I gonna do? So he knew a guy that owned a big camion, a big truck. And so he called him, and the next day, down the bumpy, dusty road, this big camion, this big truck came down the road. And the farmer took all of his doggies and put them in this big truck, and the truck driver and the farmer went around the whole countryside and went to different houses and to see if the kids there wanted any doggies. And a few of them did, but not all of them. So they brought him back to the farmer, and the farmer said to the truck driver, don't worry, I've got almost 2 months. I'll figure out something. I'm not gonna give up. And so the truck driver said, okay, and he got back into his truck and he said, oh, by the way, farmer, how many doggies do you have? ¿Cuántos perros tiene? And the farmer said, perros, tengo perros, I can hear you, tengo perros en mi techo, tengo perros en mi porche, tengo perros en mi cocina, tengo perros en la refri, y incluso en mi bañera, in my bathtub. And so the truck driver went away, and the farmer spent the next couple of days trying to figure out how can I do this? None of the kids around here wanted them. And I know. I have a friend who's got a great big boat on Lake Michigan. And we could put the doggies in the boat and take the doggies all over the shoreline of Michigan and over to Wisconsin and down to Chicago and see if any of the kids in the whole area around Lake Michigan would want any doggies. And so they did. They took all the doggies, they put them in the boat, they stopped at different places. One place was called Ludington, and another place was called Mackinac Island, and another place was called Milwaukee, and another place was Chicago and South Haven, and each place a few kids wanted a doggie, but not enough. And so they brought them back, and the boat driver said, as they brought him back to the farm, said, by the way, farmer, how many doggies do you have? And the farmer said, with a loud voice, doggies, do I have doggies? Perros, tengo perros en mi techo, tengo perros en mi porche, tengo perros en la cocina, tengo perro en mi refri, y incluso tengo perros en mi bañera. Silly farmer. Doggies in his bathtub, in his bañera. Well, he thought for a couple more weeks. Now it's only a month to go, and he's getting a little nervous, but he said, I've never given up. I'm not gonna give up now. He said, you know what? I bet if I go to the airport, there'd be somebody that has an airplane and they would help me out. So without knowing anybody, he went to the airport and he found this nice lady that had an airplane, and she said, I'd love to go all over the country with you, and we could check out all the cities in the country in all of the United States and see if those kids needed and wanted some doggies. So that's what they did. And they put the doggies in the airplane. They flew all over the country to places like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Seattle, Denver, Dallas, Boston, New York, Detroit, Grand Rapids. Oh, well, that's where they landed back. And they hadn't gotten rid of all the doggies, and there's quite a few left. So the airplane pilot, she said as she was leaving, by the way, farmer, ¿cuántos perros tiene? How many doggies do you have? And the farmer said, perros, tengo perros en mi techo, tengo perros en mi porche, tengo perros en mi cocina, tengo perros en mi refri, y incluso tengo perros en mi bañera. Silly farmer. Doggies in his bathtub, his bañera. Well, he had kind of run out of ideas, but he wasn't giving up. It was the day before the men from the government were gonna come back, and he still had too many doggies. He was trying to think. He said, I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up. I gotta think of something. And all of a sudden he heard down the bumpy, dusty road came a big, yellow autobus, a school bus. And out of the school bus just poured all these kids. And there was a sister, a nun, that was driving the bus, and she came out and she said, Farmer, I am from the orphanage. All these children, they don't have parents. And what would really be nice is if they had a special friend, a special doggie. And we heard that you had some extras, and the farmer said, yes, I do. And so the sister said, kids, go and see if you can find a dog that's just right for you. So all the kids ran out over to the house, and one kid, he climbed up on top of the roof. He liked to climb, and you know what he found? A doggie that was just perfect for him, up on the techo. Then another little girl who liked to bake and cook, she went into the kitchen in the cocina, and you know what she found? A doggie just perfect for her. Another little boy, well, he wasn't so little. He was kind of big because he liked to eat a lot, and he went right to the refrigerator and opened the refrigerator up, and do you know what he found in the refrigerator? A doggie that was just perfect for him in la refri. And then this one kid kind of fell on his way in and got all dirty, and so he went in to look for the bathtub, and guess what he found in the bathtub? You're right. He found a doggie just perfect for him. And so all the kids went all around the farm, and they all found a doggie that was just perfect for them. And by the end, there's just a few doggies that the farmer liked, and they weren't too many to have. And so by the time the men from the government came, they looked and they said, wow, everything's all set, farmer, have a good day. And so as the kids went into the autobus, into the bus, the sister said, by the way, farmer, ¿cuántos perros tiene? How many dogs do you have? And then she stopped and she said, how many doggies did you have? And the farmer said, perros tenaba, no, how do you say was? I'm not sure, but Mr. Sarapo is gonna tell us how you say, I had. So I'm gonna let him tell you how you say that, because I can't think of it right. I'll think of it when this little story is over. But the farmer said, tengo perros, I had doggies in my rooftop and doggies in my porche and doggies in my kitchen cocina and doggies in my refrigerator refri and even doggies in my bathtub, incluso perros en mi bañera. And that is la historia famosa de los perros, the famous doggy story.